And Ciryl Gane does a lot of shit that's very unusual. Like, first of all, he stands totally sideways, and he does like a twisting kick with his front leg to throw a front kick. You know he does that?
Yeah.
Very weird.
Yeah.
Like, he stands totally sideways, and he like twists his leg in. He doesn't stick it up and stab it forward. He like twists it and go in.
It's time!
Now the thing is, the problem for Gane is that there's the tap. There's the tap.
Well done.
Yes, he did.
Junior Jones Santos, 7-0 for Ciryl Gane. A lot of eyes have been jumping, switching.
That's gonna be it.
Goes down.
Hammer fist from Ciryl Gane.
The heel hook.
And he gets the tap. Wow.
Ciryl Gane with submission number 2.
Wow.
I had this crazy thing that I would do where I would party 1 week before every fight. And I did it throughout my whole career. And this was stupid, but it was this mental crutch that I had. I literally would, 1 week before every fight, I would go out and I would get blacked out wasted. And my logic was, if this guy were to beat me somehow, I can look myself in the mirror and say that, well, I lost because I got hammered the week before the fight.
Oh, big shots. Big shots by John
Gustafsson in a world
Jones.
of trouble here.
Gustafsson's in trouble. That's
John
it.
Jones has
That's it.
ripped.
He goes out. John Jones remains. Oh!
They battle in another big knee. Big elbow.
Trying to finish this fight.
Shogun's badly hurt, Mike.
John Jones. John Jones has defended his UFC light heavyweight championship.
It's a little more than a month left until the next anticipated fight in the world's best league to date. On March the 4th at UFC 285, the world will see the new heavyweight champion. Ciryl Gane and John Jones are the main contenders. As we wait for this upcoming tournament to take place, we present you the fight countdown. Please don't forget about the likes, comments with 4 words, and subscribe to the channel. Here we go. Ciryl Gane's professional journey in mixed martial arts began rather recently. The Frenchman entered the octagon for the first time on August the 2nd of 2018. After 3 decisive finishes in a row,
Survival mode. Deichka. Done. The referee steps in. The champion caving in his opponent.
he got noticed by the world's best league.
And new interim UFC heavyweight champion of the world, Ciryl Gane.
After 2 years and 7 dominant wins more, Ciryl Gane was given a title shot against the newborn heavyweight king, Francis Ngannou. By that moment, the Frenchman had already conquered the interim championship, having a record of 10 wins and no losses.
The fight is gonna go up, so let's go.
The fight between the undefeated prospect and the undisputed champion was targeted for UFC 270 on January the 22nd of 2020.
Honestly, you know me already. With Francis, we did some sparring, and it was a really great sparring from Francis. And he did a beautiful left kick. And the problem with Francis is just he don't like to spar technical sparring. You like to make power, and I told you a little bit a few times before. So you give me the left kick. You hurt me. You see, I'm honest with you. You hurt me. You hurt me. But you don't knock me down.
Do you stop sparring that day? Did you continue sparring?
The question?
Did you continue sparring that day?
Didn't continue because the coach didn't want that. Because I was a little bit disappointed about.
Did you walk out of the training? Go to the go grab your bag and leave the gym that day? Sir? Either way, that doesn't really matter because that was accidentally. I didn't mean to hurt him with a kick. It happened, and the only reason why you were here talking about that is the footage that you guys released, then forced me to talk about it. I never talk about it because it was an accident. I didn't mean to hurt you. We were training and was helping each other.
Prior to that fight, the tension was growing by the day. The reason was that both athletes had the same coach in the past, Fernando Lopez, who soon got resentful towards the Predator because he left him and became the UFC champion without him being involved. That was the ground of the conflict.
Still the undisputed UFC heavyweight champion of the world versus the Predator,
Ciryl Gane suffered his first professional career loss in the fight with Francis Ngannou via unanimous decision.
At first, thank you very much for all the people behind me. Thank you very much. I'm so sorry for today. Congratulations for Francis. He did very well. I'm disappointed. I'm a little bit sad. But it's a good experience. It's a really good experience. And I think I'm just arrived in this game. So the future is in front of me.
For quite some time, it wasn't clear what to expect from the champion. Ngannou couldn't reach an agreement with promotions bosses about his contract for a long time, but he was still the legitimate champion. Thus, the Frenchman went out to fight one of the main contenders, the Australian Tai Tuivasa.
Declaring the winner by knockout,
on the planet expected this from the fan of France, bro. But look at this. I'm so happy about that, bro. Look! Maybe you have London, you have England. Maybe but you have Paris also, bro.
By that moment, there were more and more rumors that Jon Jones would ultimately come back to the octagon, and he will do it debuting in the heavyweight division.
I'm so happy about that, to have Jon Jones in this division. Gonna put some more light, you understand? Yes. The division gonna shine in a little bit more and more. Yeah. And so that's why I'm so happy to have this guy in this division. So I don't know what's gonna happen exactly in the few months. The people talk about Stipe against Jones, but I'm here.
Yeah, you are.
I'm here.
And after that, the community was struck with unexpected news.
You know, we've been working on a new agreement with Francis for like 2 years now. And we had gotten to a point where, you know, he was going to fight Jon Jones, and many who believe, including me, that he's the best of all time, you know, for the heavyweight championship. And Jon Jones has been willing and ready and able to fight anybody. He didn't care who it was. Could have been anybody in the heavyweight division. He was ready to go. And Francis, we offered Francis a deal that would have made him the highest paid heavyweight in the history of the company. More than Lesnar, more than anybody. And he turned the deal down.
As Francis Ngannou suddenly left the UFC, the heavyweight championship became vacant, and it didn't take too much time to announce that Ciryl Gane will get a second opportunity against him.
It's all over! Jon Jones is the youngest champion in UFC history! Jon Jones has defended his UFC light heavyweight championship. Still!
Very soon, the former light heavyweight champion of the world's best league will return to the octagon to write his name down in history once again. For a very long time, Bones waited for this opportunity to enter the cage and show the whole world why he is called the greatest fighter in the history of the sport.
You know, if you look at the fight with Francis and Ciryl, it was a damn close fight. So there's no doubt that those two guys are the best heavyweights in the world. And for Jon to come out and face either one of them is exciting. It's fun.
He is the GOAT, lad. Like, he's done some stupid shit over the years, but it just shows how good he is. That he was doing all that stupid shit and was still beating a who's who of light heavyweight contenders. Anyone that says he is not the GOAT is brain dead to me.
Right now, everything is already said and done. Ciryl Gane and Jon Jones will share the octagon in the beginning of March at the 285th event with a heavyweight championship at stake. And no matter what anybody says, this clash is going to be legendary.
Right to win Jon Jones. I said to him I want to train with him. The guys who he's beat, it was monsters in this division. He didn't get some easy fighter, but he's make them easy, you know. Easy.
Ciryl Gane ain't going 5 rounds. He ain't going 5 rounds with Jon Jones.
Well, I started training with Henry over a year ago, and I just happened to be in town actually. My kids had a volleyball tournament here in town, and I thought I'd kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Come see a good friend and support my daughter's volleyball. And I'm glad I did come out here. Henry is just so intelligent and such a great leader and tactician, and it's just been great. Henry is just he's just super passionate about MMA, man. And it's the details, you know, angles and it's really just the details, just the fine print when it comes to Henry. That's what makes him special. Absolutely, I'd love to have Henry coaching me for this Ciryl Gane fight. Hopefully our schedules can align and we can get on the same page, and he could be one of my corners.
I'm really young in the MMA. Everybody know I started there a few years ago, and before that, I was really not in the MMA. And yes, when I started to watch this, of course, Jon Jones was one of my favorite fighters because. And more when I started really the MMA, because I'm really fan of every sport in the MMA. And when you look at guys like Jon Jones with a well-rounded like this, you really appreciate. So that's why. And he's a GOAT. He's a GOAT. Look his career. So yes, today I'm a young fighter, and I think it's the dream of every young fighter, fight against a GOAT. This is really crazy for me, really.
I would imagine there's going to be a lot of everything. I'm gonna imagine in that fight you're not going to be able to really dictate entirely where everything takes place. When you watch Ciryl Gane, you go, man, how the does anybody? It's like 247 pounds, moves like a 170 pounder. It's crazy. He's bouncing like Wonder Boy. Like bouncing like this the entire fight, bouncing, throwing feints, like completely changed the standard of heavyweight striking. And I'm not exaggerating. The way that guy moves is something special. It's just whether or not, you know, he's in form, right? Whether or not the long layoff plays a factor, whether or not, you know, the bigger weight class plays a factor.
It would have to.
And right? With a mover like Ciryl Gane, and Jon's just as big as him now. Jon's big now. He can strike with you. Good luck getting close to him. He's the best distance manager maybe ever. If Francis can take down Ciryl Gane and dominate him on the ground, if Jon Jones gets on top of him, that's a totally different beast.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big believer in ring rust. I mean, Ali took 3 years off and didn't look the same when he came back. We'll see what happens with Jon. One of the things that you know, Jon has put the weight on naturally, though. He didn't do it overnight. It's taken a long time, and he's ready to roll. He's excited to fight, so we'll see what happens.
A former UFC champion in Stipe Miocic, who set a record of defending the title 3 times in a couple of years, couldn't help but react to this big announcement. Just imagine future possibilities after this tournament takes place. At this moment, everything hints that the year of 2023 is going to be one of the best in recent times for the fighting industry and UFC in particular. And if Bones really beats Ciryl Gane and becomes a champion in another weight class, the bounds of this guy's greatness will simply disappear. There it is, guys. Leave your opinion in the comments below. Who do you think has higher chances to win the upcoming fight? A young and prime Frenchman Ciryl Gane, or a permanent champion that terrorized light heavyweight division for a long time? What do you think about Jon Jones' 3-year-long layoff and transition to another weight class? We personally wish both guys luck in the upcoming rivalry. Each of them deserves respect for the work they put in developing the division's legacy and the sport. And feedback is the only thing we ask from you. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any videos. And of course, hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. That's it for today. See you soon.